Okay, I've got the mortises roughed out, and I've notched out the pocket for the blade. As you can see here, I'm going to bring that over and lower it down in there and finish shaving all those off. Like I've talked about in previous videos, there's a knot, and my cut wanted to take a dive there, missed there, and kind of pulled down this side. So I'm a little shy of depth, but I got my circular saw there. A little bit of dirt off the blade, but there's more work that needs to be done there. Stand by. A little quick circular saw action. These will eventually get, the way you should do this to accommodate shrinkage of the log, because this flat surface will take a cup and it'll seem like that center rises, and what it can do, it can actually try to force the tenon out of the hole. So what you do is from your outer face to the inner face of your mortise, you shave that down about 1/8 of an inch or so from the outside going towards the mortise. So these will all get shaved in, and that's the opposing one. It'll get shaved in. Blop, 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 blop. So I think you get it. So clean these holes out, and I can start doing my test fits and clean up any stuff. Drill my holes, bang it together, put it in the ground. That's what I'm doing. I mentioned it before. As this beam dries out, it will start to cup or raise in the center. And if you didn't relieve under here, you leave this edge for your pretty work and for the beam to actually rest on. But as time goes by, this will all kind of come together and meet. And if you don't have this removed, like I'll show you here in a minute, it'll try to pop that beam out, or pop that post out. So you're just, I don't have a good angle with the camera, but it's nice to have a new camera stand. You come up to just that edge, leave like a 1/4 inch or so, and then pare this down to 3/8 to about 3/8. I need to, at this point, I think I got some old videos where I did some other timber framing, and my cousin Kip gave me some old tools of his, old timber framing tools. And here's a slick in there, which if you don't know what that is, go dig through those videos and you'll find it. But essentially a slick, it's a lot wider than this, and you can come in and just plane things away, kind of like that. And I could do that from that side, but this side of the mill is a little higher than that side. It's a little easier to work over here. So this is the third beam I've been working on. So I guess I could shove this one over, but I had the other two over there. So anyway, just I won't punish you through this whole thing, but I just wanted you to give you an idea of what that actually is supposed to look like. can spend a lot of time and make all this perfect. And if you wanted to be a samurai carpenter, I guess you could. Nothing wrong with it. But once these go together, you never see any of this stuff. I'm not saying be sloppy, but what I'm saying is with whatever you're doing, you gotta pay attention to that triangle. You can get three things. The triangle's cost, quality, and time. You can only ever have two. So if you want it cheap, your quality. If you want high quality and you want it cheap, it's going to take time. Or if you want it fast and high quality, it's going to be expensive. Does that make sense? So you're only ever going to get two. So I'm in a hurry because got a house to build, and I'm ready to get to it. And I'm sacrificing a little bit of quality, and I'm paying for some timber to increase the speed. So anyway, once I get the benches built over there, once I get these done and in the ground, then I can work on some of that quality. And once again, I'm not being sloppy. I'm just getting these done. And like I said, these are essentially big sawhorses, and nobody's going to be looking in here. Now, go to finish stuff like on the house. Yeah, take your time and dress this out and do some pretty chamfers and make your pegs look nice and maybe do some carving or something. I don't know. Put your quality there. Don't necessarily put your high-end focus where it's never going to be seen. And I've never liked that adage, good enough. But I hope that makes sense. Go a little deeper there. And pair that. See if I can work from the other side so you can see it. It's pretty hot out, and I'm in the direct sun. And my phone's getting hot, so here you can kind of see what you can do if you've got a big slick there. So picture this just being 2 or 3 inches wide. You can speed this along pretty quick. Really clean up your issues. And you're cutting not with the bevel down, but the bevel up. And it's kind of a pleasure with a sharp chisel. And this being poplar, it's kind of like going through butter. So there you can see what I'm talking about. There we go. Make sense? So that's chamfered in, that's chamfered in, and that beam will set in here, and it won't get pushed out, and you won't get a gap develop there where your wood members come together as this dries out. So I got one more of these to do, and then I can start banging the posts in. I'll get the holes drilled, and we'll keep moving on. And just like that, my workbenches for timber framing are done. That's about the fastest I've ever been able to set posts. 6x6s, 6x8s. I got room to add another one over there. I got plenty of room to walk around and work. I think you can see what I'm talking about now. Have some interesting pegs I decided to use. 1/2-inch rebar. Like I said before, I'm not gonna be living on this, but it's fast and it's quick and down and dirty, and I can get my stuff done. So the process, so I got a bunch of white oak logs over there. Drag it up, put it on the mill it to a cant, pitch the scrap, pull the log, drive it around here, and I'll be stickering up piles of logs and beams, or excuse me, piles of cants and posts and beams. Yeah, they'll be getting stickered. I think I can get 3 different stacks there on that level ground I made. And they'll be waiting there until I get everything milled, and then I'll pull from there, put them back on the mill to do the joinery. And then once the joinery's cut, I'll just back up with the excavator, make a back turn, come up here, and lay them on these workbenches to do the final fit and assembly. Kind of like you see that 4x4 there. So that's what these are for. So if I got some big stuff, like some really big logs like this big chunk of poplar, my excavator's probably not going to lift that onto the mill, so I still have my ramps for that. And if I timber any big stuff like that, I can still use Archie, the log arch, and I can bring them up, drive around the loop like you've seen before, and then drop them at the mill and winch them up and mill those down. So I'm pretty excited that this bit of infrastructure is now done. Timber frame sawhorses. Yeah, first stack of white oak. I got some tan oak in there too. But I think I got 12 white oak logs for the posts. I got another load coming, and I may have mentioned it for posts. And then I'm going to be crawling through the acres and dropping white oaks for all my beams. So that's upcoming. But I'm going to get all these posts milled first. Grab it with an excavator, put it on the mill.